Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. uh, in this video we are going to go through something called constraints, and I'm super excited about it. I played around with the constraints a little bit before the video started, and it's exactly what I was looking for. It will get me to get my arrow to stop rotating and we act in a very weird manner. I can use constraint to aim it towards my bow and make it look so much more realistic. So I'm super excited about this. I hope you are too as well. With that, let's get started and play with constraints. I don't have a particular end goal in mind for this video. I just want to play with constraints, and yeah, join me while I play with it. Now the first thing that I want to do, if you remember, is if we simulate the arrow and I touch anywhere, this keeps rotating. I want this rotation to stop, and there's a way to do it, and it's called, if I okay, so I'll be touching the screen and I want the rotation to stop, in which case I'll refer to current arrow dot constraints. And what I want to happen here is a rigid body constraints 2D dot freeze rotation. Alright, so there are different things that we can do. This is the first one that I had learned before the video started. There are others that I want to explore with you on this video, like aim, look at. I'm really excited about aim and look at both. Let's see how that works, but for now let's see what happened after I change this code. Let's go back to Unity, let it compile, and okay, no errors. So let's use the simulator. Now if I click somewhere, you can see there's no rotation, right? Which is kind of what I wanted, but it was rotating earlier as well. So at the start I don't want any rotation as well. I do want it rotating after I fling it. Let's see if we can actually make that happen. I'm super excited about that. But for now, when the code starts, and that's what this function refers to, start, I don't want there to be any rotation. When I'm clicking, I don't want there to be any rotation, and when the arrow is released, that is not there's no touch after after I have touched the screen. There needs to be yeah, there should be some kind of rotation. Dot constraints, and there was a code for it. I will ask ChatGPT for it. We'll borrow from it. I don't know if it works or not, but we'll definitely borrow from it. Okay, what is it called? Dot freeze rotation dot constraints rigid body constraint 2D dot none. Rigid body constraints 2D dot none. All right, let's use that. Rigid body constraints 2D dot none makes sense. Now we might use a boolean later on so that we can track whether there was a click there, click first and then there was no click, but right now I think it should work fine. Let's see. Perfect. The, okay, the arrow is still rotating, which shouldn't be happening because at the very start I said that didn't I say that? Okay, I copied the wrong code. I want the rotation to stop. Yep, that should freeze the rotation. And then there should be no constraints. Physics, gravity, everything, spring force, everything should act on it once I've released the click. No, it's still rotating. What am I doing wrong? Let's go to start, current arrow constant. Not freeze rotation. Yes, I want it to freeze rotation. Then is it, this is private camera, is it that it can't be accessed inside this function? If that were true, it wouldn't be accessed here as well. Is it not working? This is being updated once per frame, and the rotation should be frozen if it's pressed, and it should be frozen at the very start. If it's not pressed, okay, yeah, if it's not pressed, then it should still be frozen. Okay, so I'll have to use a boolean there. I will first want to show you how this works. So what I'm going to do is have this be freeze rotation first. Let me show you how that works. Okay, so as you can see, the arrow is not rotating, it's frozen. If you click anywhere, it's frozen. If you let it go, it swings back and forth, and it looks much more natural than when we started. So already in love with that. Now what we'll have to do is keep track when are we entering this function. Basically, is it at the start when nothing is pressed, or if something was pressed earlier and then we came inside, in which case we don't want the rotation to freeze. I hope that made sense. If not, let me just try to see if I can make that clear. Game starts. This is scenario 1. Game starts, and you want the rotation to be frozen. There is no click, and the rotation is frozen. Now there's another scenario in which there's no click. There was a click, and then there was no click, in which case the rotation should be happening. So how do we keep track of that? I'm going to create a bool, and I'm going to call it was clicked. If it was clicked and if there's a click, I want it to become true. So we go here, the bool was clicked, it was clicked equal to, I can just set it was clicked equal to true, right? Okay, that should work. Now inside this, I'm going to check whether if was clicked, and people like to be clever and not put in the entire comparison like here, but what I'm going to do from now on is just simply use the entire comparison so that it's much clearer. If was clicked is equal to true, then set the current arrow. Why did I get a return? To none. so I don't want any constraints. I'll just move it a little bit further below. Okay, so first of all, nothing is clicked, and we start from here. There's no rotation on the arrow. Then there is a click, so this will be bypassed. We'll be coming here, was clicked will be set to true, and then when we release it, when we release the click, it will go here and check that the okay, the was clicked is true, this value is true, therefore remove all constraints. And this is coming after the freeze rotation, so it should override that value. That's my hypothesis. Let's see if it works. Okay, let's see. Okay, this is not rotating, that's good. I clicked on it, still not rotating, and I left it, and there's a rotation. Do you see that? Perfect. So it's working exactly as I intended. Now I want to play with this a little bit. I want to try to have the arrow aim at the bow when it's clicked. Let's see if we can make that happen. uh, there is an aim. If you go here, there's an rotate the constraint game object to face the linked game object, which is what I'm looking for. But how do I use that? After you rotate the constraint game and move its source to come, click activate. I don't want to click anything. I want to use the code. No idea how to do that. Do we have anything in the code given by ChatGPT? Freeze the rotation of the arrow. Current freeze rotation. Rotate freely. Let's see here. Okay. We have got vector 2 direction, vector 2 bow transformation rotation minus game world position. Float angle. Okay, this will be a little bit complicated, so I'm not going to use that for now. I'm just going to see dot aim. I don't know if that will make any kind of difference. I'm just going to put aim here. I don't know what will happen. Let's see. It didn't work. All right, we'll figure out how aim works in a later video, but for now I'm very happy with what we have got. Now all I have to do is click somewhere and release it, and it's rotating, it's flinging the way it's supposed to. In the next video I will release the arrow, and I'm super excited for that. Hope you are too, and hope you are having fun learning Unity and C# with me. Take care.